Life is full of mystery. Life is full of hardship. You said it again, sister. Sometimes.
Yup. Blitsplatapus did an oopsie. I understand that. I said like this. While tank building is easy because it only gives you this 70% of fun when the tank has the toughest armor and it has the powerful gun, and that's pretty much it. And some people said like, oh yeah, you're saying that tank building is very easy, and here's why I said it's easy. Imagine there will be rectangle right here. Imagine of what kind of vehicle you're gonna make there. You could make a car, you could make a truck, or a tank. Obviously a tank, because that's what we're gonna make it today. Today we're gonna make a tank in my very new techniques. I know I always talk very awful, so let's begin. So now let's start with the chassis. So now in a chassis you start with these two blocks, a ballast and a suspension. You're gonna start with these two parts, and I'm just gonna adjust this a little bit. I just don't like, you're just gonna adjust it later. So now you have your suspension and your ballast. So now make your ballast to be 0.60. Okay, if the suspension wasn't aligned very perfectly, you're just gonna put a new one and increase its spring power and make it a little bit shorter. I think this is better now. Make it a little bit shorter and then make it 0.70 on the X scale and 0.80 in the Z scale. So now let's put some wheels. Okay, alright guys, this is not your typical main wheel. This will be used for steering. So now you're just gonna move it right there and scale it a little bit, like about, I think this is probably better, like here we go, 0.65 both to the Y scale. There we go. Alright, that's very big. I think 0.55 is a much more better scale. So now, since we put our smaller wheel for steering, now we're gonna add the big wheel. And I'm gonna do my new trick like this. Make the wheel a little bit thinner, not this thin, just this thin, and then make it 0.80 both X and Y, and adjust it. There we go. Did I change it? Oh, I forgot. So now, like I said, this will be the steering mechanism. So now, this forward key will be the right key. This will be the left key. Okay, Okay, you're gonna say, Blitz, what, why it's so separate? Why it's so different? Because um, if you press right, uh, the tag will go forward. I mean, the tag will go the right. Uh, you know what? Let's just finish this chassis, and you're gonna see what it gonna do. So now, copy this thing, or just put a new one, and make it 0.20. You could make it even more thin, whatever you want, and copy this main wheel. And now, there you go. But this is not gonna end there, because what we're gonna do is to copy all of this and then move it slightly. Don't make it too close. Make it a little bit further. There we go. The wheels could breathe much better. So, and click this thing and then click copy and then move it. It should be right there, so it will be a little bit precise. I'm very terrible at English, isn't it? So now we have 3 wheels with some suspension, but this one doesn't need one. Now copy this wheel and then move it and then raise it up. I mean, decrease it a little bit and shrunk its wheel a little bit. Make it like this. There you go. This will work. This will work its job. So now you have your wheel like this, and you have your wheel like this, and now copy this on this block, flip it to the rear, and you're gonna flip each wheel individually. There. Now your tag could move much better, but we're not gonna end it there. Now we're gonna place a smooth block and then increase its length to 375 and flatten it to 45 and make it lower to 65 and delete all of this ballast and move your smooth block right here, and then this is what it look like. Here they attach very sturdy. Now this smaller wheel now, and move it right and copy this thing and then flip it right in the rear and put some braces on it so it could increase its durability even more. Click this thing. There we go. Don't embarrass me to my students. And there you go. Now this will be the chassis. Now let's begin with the trucks. For you know what we gotta use for the trucks, right? This one. First, we're gonna rotate it to 40 to 90 degrees, I guess. I don't know. I don't know math. Okay. Okay. You should spin your hinges like this and move it right here and make sure that they're perfectly aligned to the gap right here, because this is where we're gonna put the teeth of the truck, so whenever we go turn, it won't fall off. So now let's shorten the track piece to 0.85. You could go much thinner or much longer, whatever you want. And now make it thinner to about, I think this will be okay for 0.2, I mean 0.20. Okay, I'll go with 15. So now they should be perfectly aligned, and what we're gonna do today is to put some teeth to the track piece. Spin it right down and then move it right here. Make it shorter for about 15%, 0.15, and let's see if it won't glitch out. Okay, it kind of glitch out a little bit, but the teeth is perfectly aligned. Okay, just like in the old days, if you're making it a tank with a very heavy armor, I mostly use this, which you just gonna make it thinner and then adjust it, and then that's it. You're just gonna place it right there, copy all of them, and then rotate it everywhere, and then you have your tracks. But I have some idea of, I want to show my new techniques of building tanks. So now I'm gonna show it to you now. But first I need to save this one first, because just in case. And now we gonna delete this one, and then we gonna use the armor plate. Place it right there, and then rotate it like this. Alright kids, alright ladies and gentlemen, like this. Alright, like this, and adjust it to this. Make it a little bit thinner, and make sure they will attach to the track piece, and make sure it won't glitch out. It should be like this. Alright, it should be like this. Okay, let's, for some much more better measurement, we just gonna adjust it a little bit more, and there you go. Hey, this one is too high. Okay, I think this is too high. There you go, much better. So now, for some people will ask, a Blitsplatapus, why you use this kind of technique instead of the half pipe? And here's why. Okay, yet again I'm gonna say this again, and now I'm gonna show you why I discovered this thing. If you saw my previous tanks like this, okay, here's my I forget its name, ADC 1050, which is a tank with this kind of tracks. as you can see here, uh, they use this similar track design, and they're quite effective for high speed. But if your vehicle is so heavy, well, they're quite ineffective, and also it gives you a much more slower turn. But if you're using a half pipe, it makes it much faster. So now I think it's much better just to go with the old days. So now there we go. So for everyone is happy, I'm gonna use the old style, the old school. So now, how do we gonna put these tracks to the wheels? I'll show you. So now, copy all of this track piece and then move it. It should be like this, alright? It should be like this kind of snap stuff. Because I don't know what should it call, but I hope you understand what I've said. So yeah, it should be like this, and you just keep continuing it, and then like that. Copy, move it, copy, move it. There we go. We have 5 track piece, but we haven't reached to the end yet. So now, to make the job faster, you need to copy all of them and then keep continuing the same process. Okay, I think this is enough. Okay, so now I think these tracks are enough. So now all you need to do is to copy all of them, but except for one track piece, and you're gonna rotate it to 5 angle snap, because I don't know what should it called, but I hope you understand yet. So now it should be like this. Keep doing this thing and try to mold it. It should be like this, but for sometimes people will notice that they're not perfectly aligned to the wheel. So yeah, I don't know what should I say for that, but like I said, when you're working for the tracks, you're gonna do like this, and do the same process too. If the track piece didn't reach the wheel, all you need to do is just to deselect the one piece and then go to the other side and continue the process. And if that line wasn't enough, just copy more. There we go. Just copy more and then copy the whole thing, but except for the other tracks that you made it like this. Alright? And it should be 5. Now, again, same process. Also, take note, guys. It's up to you if you want to make it go straight or just make it like this. Because for me, this is what I'm gonna do now because I want it to be much more realistic. But this thing is not realistic. It's just this boring stuff. And if it wasn't enough, just copy another piece and move it right there, and then adjust them until they reach the end. Oh, okay. Later. So now you're gonna place it like this. Don't worry, guys. Due to the awful hitboxes of Besiege, even the tracks are a little bit further to the other piece. I'll show you the magic. See, still an attack, and then oops. Ah yes. Speak of the devil. The hitbox. Okay, we have a little bit of technical problem here. Yep. For you guys, for this kind of stuff, you need to face this kind of problems because you know, Besiege hitboxes are very annoying. They just start with the circle stuff and then like that. You can't do your freedom of making stuff. So now, as you can see, our track is working. See that? Now, and we're almost at the final stage of making the chassis. Let's just do this thing, then save it for a new, and a little bit of adjustment, and then no, it's okay. A little bit of adjustment, make it a little bit further, and then copy this thing. And now this is where the steering stuff goes from. Now select this one and make it. The forward will go left and the reverse will go the right button. Now copy this, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it. There. And to make it even more better, let's adjust the oh wait, this is not okay. This is what you're actually gonna do. First you need to put some wooden parts and put some braces over here. Oh gosh, just hold for a minute. You know, it should be like this. Okay guys, you could put whatever you want. You could put much many. What the? There, much better. If you want to put much more braces on it, it's up to you, but it will cost you a lot. Like the block count. The block count is need to be reduced. So you need to be careful with that. And then now, there we go. We have the braces now. I delete those two logs and then select these braces and then copy, flip it to the left, and now it's time to adjust the brace. I mean the starting block. This will be our main backbone, so our tank will be tough as a rock. Now, there you go. Here's the chassis. See, turn a little bit better. Turn a little bit. She turned a little bit better. As you can see here. There you go. Here. The chassis is done. Okay, if you notice guys that my tank, the chassis looks so different because I forgot to save it. So right now, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make the hull itself. So first, adjust this to 5.9 or just, there you go. I think 5.50 is enough, and sort of like this. Anyway, I'm not trying to make this into a very beautiful tag. I'm just gonna make it like a little bit basic because this is just a tutorial tag, and I know for some people building tags is so hard. But it has to be like this. But now you made your one piece right here. Now this will be the hull itself. I mean the frontal armor. First slanted like this, so it could block any projectiles. Hey, there we go. Let's see if it won't stop. Good. Our tank is, oh jeez, I forgot the key map. Yeah, I forgot. There we go. I'm just gonna save this thing. And right there. Now back to the hull. Okay, I'm just gonna move it right here so it will be a little bit better. So now, based on the vibration, we could fix that later. If you don't like that, just raise it a little bit, and if you don't like it to be so very tall, just decrease it like this. There you go. A little bit better. So now, this is for the frontal armor, of course. And now we're gonna make its main frontal armor, because this is where the driver sits in. I'll just put it right there. There we go. Let's check it again. There. So now, for the lower glazes, lower glazes, this is what you're gonna do. Go to 45 degrees and flip it. If it wasn't sloped enough, use 5.00 and place it right here. Wasn't sloped enough. Okay, you could also slope this thing even more. And now at this. Okay, there's no space for the yeah. Now this will be the frontal armor. And now let's do the top. Now copy this thing and then paste it to the another the kitty. Anyway, go back to the main topic. Now this will be the top hull, and we need to increase its length like this, and move it right here. It should be closer like here, and there. And let's check it again if it won't stop. Okay, good. Okay, I think this one is still tall, so now we're just gonna decrease it there. Also like this, and then now the tank is much more precise now. Now the tank is a little bit lower now, much more comfortable. But for the crew wasn't, because they're cramped inside. And now for the rear, this is what you're gonna do. Copy this thing again, and then a little bit like this. Or just this. Also, guys, if you're doing like this sort of like this, you always go with this. This snap. I don't know what should it call, but you should do with this 0.001, because this is much more precise. You could just click it, and then when you can't see any lines right here, or see a little bit of line, this is the right angle where you're gonna put your piece. The line is gone, but don't worry, for me it's better, you know. Right here, and make sure. Yep. The problem will be the tracks. Some suspension bolts get stuck in there. And now to check this, check every suspension right here, and if some suspension stuck for one piece, if you see someone move, like, okay, nobody moves, okay, good. We're just gonna put some braces on it so they won't do this kind of stuff. Now, since we can't put a larger piece like this right here because of the tracks, now you're gonna just copy this thing, and I think you should just copy this thing, and then right there. Sorry about the cats. They're fighting over the food. bro. Hey, sorry about the cats. Sorry about the cats. They're fighting on something. So now, yeah, now you do this now. You have this gap right here. I know for some people they don't like this kind of gap because they can see these pieces like this, and also this is also the option too. You could just increase this thing and make this thing longer, so these builds could breed freely. And now oh yeah, so now okay, I think I lose, but don't worry guys. Now this will be the lower deck, but later on we're gonna delete this thing because this will be just your reference point. Make this thing so short, like you can see this stuff right here, and then excuse me, and now if you move with this right here, when you can see something stuck on the rear, that means the tank is now in the same level. By the way, this is how I build tanks now. Unlike in the previous build, I mostly focus on the race cube before, but this time I'm just gonna show you how now I build tanks. Sorry about the motorcycle, by the way. Now, this is the hull now. So now, so since this is the hull now, what should we do now? Okay, now the shaping, shaping that how I do. So just gonna delete this thing, then replace it with a new one. There we go. Okay, now I'm gonna show you something. Just a minute. Now, this is the new tech I build. So now, when you saw this one, it looks clean. It looks very clean though, and here's why I did it, because if you saw this thing, but how do you make this kind of stuff? For some beginners, they think it's so impossible. Like they mostly just gonna find something. Okay, just gonna play. For example, like this. For some beginners, they're just gonna use this thing to make it a shape. And as you can see, this one has much more holes, which is kind of a little bit inappropriate. But right now, I'm just gonna show you instead that how you should shape your tank like this, like this very clean, I mean a little bit clean shape like this. So now let's begin. Now, for example, I make this thing a little bit shorter. I mean this one is a little bit shorter, and then now the tank is now like this. The reasons why I did this is because I want my tank to be what should I call it, a little bit more slow, so the tank could receive some less damage from the enemy. But right now I'm just gonna teach you the basic stuff, because I know this video will get 1 hour. I know people can handle with it. So now here we go. First you need a one piece. You can't use this kind of one piece like this because it's big, and the tracks will just stuck with it, and then it's very annoying. So now what you're gonna do is to oops, the curtains, sorry. So now you need to reduce this thing, and then now make sure that they're in a perfect size, so they won't, so it will be like just like you just divide them into two. There we go. Looks like nothing is stuck. Nothing is stuck there. The tracks could move. Please don't mind the wobbly stuff. We're gonna fix this thing later. So now, this is not the rear hull. So now you're gonna notice, but it's how are we gonna close this thing? Simple. First, copy out one chunk of stuff right here, and then now make sure they're perfectly aligned to the end. So right here, and just make it a little bit short, bro. Come on. Somewhere like this. And now this is where the brace cube is very useful. I know for some reasons I said before that you should not always trust the brace cube, because if you make it bigger, it will attach everything. It will attach everything, because you know Besiege hitboxes are very annoying. They should fix it, like instead of the circle stuff, they should they shouldn't be in the same size like this, like the actual shape. So now right here, they should be perfectly aligned to the angle like this, and then now do the same thing, bro, sorry. And now like this. So now if you for example, you want your tank to be, you want to close it completely. So now, and I mean, if you're, since you finally close it down, but unfortunately you can't, there's still an open gap right here, like this. I'm gonna do this one. So now you finally do this angle, you saw this one hole, there's still some holes, but so now we're just gonna close it. Just copy this one and select this thing, and then now move it there. Now it's fully secure, and now add some much more durability to the tank. There you go. And now next side is this. And also I'm gonna say to you guys, this one is harder because take a look at it. There's tracks, and you're gonna put some braces here, and expect it that there's some braces will attach to the one of the tracks, and it's absolutely very annoying. Like, you need to reduce it. So I know this is the same thing you need to do. You need to reduce the size of the stuff and what you want to attach to the stuff right here. Just reduce this thing a little bit, because if you make it bigger, they will attach. Okay, I think a little bit smaller. Okay, let's test this one if it won't stop. Okay, good. Let's test this one on the other side. If it won't stop, you're good. We're all good. So now, same process. And just copy this thing if you want it to be 100% precise. Don't make it too long. Gosh, this will be 1 hour. But totally worth it. At least I teach you to how I made my tanks. But now, you need to just copy them and then move it right here, because if you make them long, there will be other stuff will be get attach it on. So you need to do the hard way. Jesus Christ, the cats. There you go. And now copy this thing. Copy these stuffs and now flip it there and voila. It's fully covered now. Sort of. Except for this one. So now here we go. The simple shaping stuff. Okay, now since you finally close some of the open gaps right here. Sorry for doing this off camera, but this is what I did here. I just put a one piece of I put a one piece of brace cubes right here, and then make them move right to the bigger piece, and then just copy a bunch of them, and then like this. If you see, if I delete this thing, sorry, see there's still one gap there, and then there's still there. You know, now you see the open stop is now closed, except for this one, because right now, how to make your tank more sturdy. So now this is what you're gonna do. Copy all of this piece only on the right, left, or right. It's up to you how you copy them. Now select them, and now put this to the 1.00, and now copy them. Press it right there. And now Blitz, what we're gonna doing, what we're doing here. Here's what we're gonna do here. Place some surface block right here. You can choose ballast, whatever you want, whatever kind of blocks you want to place right here, like this. I don't know how you're gonna understand me. I'm very awful at English, you know that. I know. Move it right there. Make sure they're perfectly aligned. Also this one, they should be perfectly aligned. There we go. Copy this thing too, so I could copy right to the other side. Okay, move this thing to the left. And copy them and move it here. And now there. Now delete all of this stuff except for the surface blocks that I place in there. This one is, we don't need that stuff. No. There you go. This is what it looked like. And now let's place some braces on it so our tank will be even more sturdy. Just keep doing this thing. Sorry guys if I gonna speed this up so we could reduce the time scale because people can resist a 1 hour video. So now you put some braces on it. Now delete the surface block. Delete all of them. Just delete all of them except for the braces. And now copy all of these braces and then flip it like this. See this one? Oh, I forgot this one. There. This is what it looked like without the main hull. And now let's put it to the hull. And now voila. You have now the toughest tank now. Oops. What's this? Oh no, I did something wrong. Yes, indeed. Okay, as you can see here, guys, we finally made it. This is the hull right now. It's 100% sturdy now, and I'm just gonna fix this thing. Okay, that's all for it. Okay, now since we're done to the chassis, we're now done to the hull, and now sound a little bit slow, but don't worry. Right now, how do we put turret on it? How do we put some turret? So now, first, put this thing right here and make sure that the wheel moves perfectly without getting stuck. Now let's put this there we go. The turret moves freely. So now we're gonna do a much more even better stuff to do by decreasing its speed to just 0.05 like this, and also change its key maps, whatever you want, kind of key maps you want to use, which you're much more comfortable with. And now let's make it a little bit shorter, and there we go. The good news is the turret runs freely. And now you can now delete this thing, and now place what should we call this one? A steering block, and flip it upside down. And also there will be a little bit of errors in this one because there was a chance that this one would stop on upside down like that. You see this kind of problem. Yeah, let's try it again. You see this problem. Let's turn on the invincibility mode and let's see. As you can see here, the turret is stuck because the one block that it's supposed to be stuck with it's stuck right there. So now this is what you're gonna do is to adjust this one or just decrease its height, and let's see which one it works better. But if that doesn't work, this is the much more better alternative way is to just use something that doesn't require the other stuff like this thing. I know this one will make your turret keeps moving while on the move, but I don't like to use it. We're just gonna go right here, or this is this thing. You know, I know in tank building this always be the problem. This always be the problem. There will be some problems with the hitboxes because yet again I'm gonna tell you the hitboxes of Besiege is very terrible. Not gonna lie, shake my head. Now, as you can see here, the steering block moves freely. See here, let's try it again. See that? So now we don't like this to be too big. We just want it to be small. So now, since we're done with that, now place some braces right here and attach it to the bigger wheel. And this is just a recreation of the very old tutorial video I did, because my tutorial video that I made is much more like the much more simple stuff, but this one is way more complex. So now, as you can see here, the turret runs smoothly. So now we're now finished making the chassis, the hull, and the turret ring. And oh my gosh, something's wrong with this thing. But don't worry, we're gonna fix that later. So now, for every tank, yes, the tank is tough and agile at the same time, but it will never be called a tank without the beloved gun. So now, let's do the gun. So now, first, place a ballast right here, and you should always flip it right there because this thing will be your reference point. And now, adjust it to 0.75. You could go much bigger if you want. And now increase its weight to times 15. And now put a gun right here. This will be the cannon. You could go whatever what kind of excuse me, you could go on a much more longer gun as much as you like. And now raise it down, go to the 0.001 and make it small. Make it slimmer. And now move it right there and make sure that this muzzle is perfectly aligned to this ballast stuff. Now it should be perfectly aligned. Now move it right here. Oops, sorry about that. Now there. the gun is perfectly aligned. See that? See, it's fired. So now, increase its fire to times 8. It could go times 7 or times 9, whatever you want, because for my very old video, you need a bunch of a flying block. I mean, a flying panel right here to reduce its recoil. Sorry about that. Like, you need that kind of stuff. But now you could now make your gun much more better by just increasing the weight of the ballast. Trust me, this will make your gun much better. So now the spring, the suspension. This will be the shock absorber. With the spring, you always go with the times 5 or times 8. For me, I go times 8. So for much more better measure, and use the hard skin. I think hard skin is much more easy to use. So now, there you go. This should be like this, because, and also tip to you guys, don't ever make your gun to be like this, because if you make your gun like this, the gun has the higher chance to break. So now, done with that tip. Now let's place a steering hinge right here. Move it right here and adjust this thing. It should be perfectly aligned to the suspension, so it won't. So when it fires, it won't stop and it won't break. You can go on different kind of gearing, and this one, if you want to a much more better aim, you could decrease its rotation speed. And now for the depression, the elevation, you could go like for the 40 or 10, but for me I'll go with this thing. And now to add more durability to the gun, place a wheel right here and then make it smaller. Let's make it smaller. Smaller like this. Yes, there you go. And now copy them. Select this one and then flip. There you go. And move your gun right here. You can make your gun lower or higher, whatever you want. But for me, I go lower. But this will decrease your elevation. But for me, I'll go with it. Now place some braces right here. You start with here and place it right there. Place there. Okay. Place it right there. Place it right there. And also same thing to the steering hinge. And now to make the job more easy, copy all of this brace. Copy all of this brace and our job will be easier. There. should be like this. See here. Oops, the elevation is too high. Yeah, just turn on the. See, it could shoot like this. Okay, go forward, Panzer. Fire. Okay, now, since we're done to the chassis, hull, and the turret ring and the gun, now looks like we're now better now. See here, I fixed the wheels because for what I didn't know, I forgot to disable these keys. That's why something stuck on the wheels. Oh no, it's like I forgot to. Let me see. I think I forgot this thing. Did I forgot about you? Ah yes, indeed. Yeah. So now, the tank works pretty fine right now. As you can see here, it moves much more rigid right now. It has a much more smooth turret right now. Beautiful gun, even though it's only times 18. I mean times 8. Now there's something's missing. That will be the turret, the main hull of the turret, the armor. So because without the armor, I mean this one is exposed, you're dead. So now this is how you do for the turret. You could go what kind of design you want to do with it. So now for me, I'm just gonna go with this thing. Okay, just still go to 0.40. Oh, bro, sorry about that. Kids outside. So now, raise it up, and make sure that the tank won't stuck. The gun won't stuck to the hull itself. See here, it moves. It's a little bit faster, and the elevation is too high. So now, I'm just gonna decrease this thing. No. See here, it moves much more better now. Although it has a much more limited movement. See here, a little bit not good. So now, let's do the hull. Let me kind of go back right there. So now, since you put a roof for your gun, now let's do the side. I think for you guys, I recommend you to start with here, because if you start right here, you didn't know that there's some parts that will be stuck right here, and it's very annoying. Now we're just gonna start here, and also adjust it here. And if you want to make it look authentic here, make sure that it won't stop to the main hull, because if it's stuck to the main hull, you're basically, it's now like a very bad day for you. So now make it like this, so when it got hit right here, it would just bounce. If you ever play World of Tanks or War Thunder, you know the basics of tanks, right? And they always, if you have the much more slope, the damage will be reduced. That's the basics of Besiege tanks. The more slope, the lower the damage. Except for this one, this is completely 90 degrees, and now when it got hit, bruh. Don't worry, we put some couple of braces there. It would stand later. Now back to the turret. So now same thing again. Copy a one piece, make it flat, or if you want it to get flat even more, make it 0.01, which is the thinnest parts of Besiege. There we go. And copy that roof and then place it right here. Now, as you can see here, this is what they look like. And now, place another surface block right here, and then now make this one into 0.05. Why? Because this will be the main armor of the tank. To give the tank a much more 100% durability. And now you should go to 0.01 when you're flipping this thing. Now make sure they're perfectly aligned again. So now, as you can see here, they don't look straight, but with patience, this is what you're always gonna do. Okay. They're not perfectly arranged. So now there. This will be the much more harder part because you do this stuff like always go be careful. That's all only it does, because if you want it to be much more precise, the one piece that you want to attach, now copy this then, and now place it right here. Okay, see this one? Now it's underneath the other piece. And adjust a little bit, and now you have this. This is what it looked like. And now for the other side, this is what you're gonna do. You don't need this thing. Just a brace cube will do the job. Okay, sorry about that, guys. And now this is what you're gonna do. Make sure that they're perfectly aligned to the other side. This is what you're gonna do. There should be like this. And now adjust this thing. Bro, right now decrease its length, and then now carefully move it here. There we go. Now looks clean, but not yet, because this one needs to be closed. I don't know, this one could never stop. There we go. Now, copy this thing, move it right here, and then now let's test it out if it won't stop. Yeah. Now that's the stuff. Now, As you can see, it moves perfectly, and you have a much more better slope to the turret. And now let's do the other side. But don't worry, we're gonna continue that rear part. We're gonna continue that side. We're just gonna continue it. This will be where the crew of the turret will stand. I imagine this will be like 3 crew of 3 tanks. Because it's a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, but it's a pretty good tank, by the way. But now, this is what you're gonna do. Same thing, copy this thing. Always start with on the right side, and flip it out, and then now adjust it, and then made it right there. Just be carefully, gently. Gently move it. Should be much more precise. This one takes time. Sorry about that. The third is this kind of style is much more harder, because if you want your tank to be tough and very very beautiful, this is the method you need to do. There's no shortcut, there's no other side. If there will be shortcut, there should be some mods existing right in the workshop, because right now mods are now exist in the workshop. You could no longer just download it straight up to the Spiderling forums, and this one is much more 100% easier, because you're just gonna install it, subscribe that mods in the workshop, and then now you can now enjoy your mod. That's why people prefer workshop rather than manually downloaded it on the forums. I think the forum is dead because most the builders are much more active to the Besiege Discord, because that's mostly they upload their works. I don't know. Now copy this thing and make sure this one won't stop. Now, see, okay. Too bad that the turret stuck. This will be the crucial part, because mostly this stuff always like to get stuck to the bigger piece. You need to adjust them like this, or just use the collider mod. See, now the turret moves much more freely. Now let's continue. Let's continue this thing, and then now Just hold for a minute. Okay, we're back now. Yeah, this is what you're gonna do. Copy this one and then flip it. And make sure these parts won't stuck. See, it's still stuck. So what you're gonna do? Decrease its length. That's always be the answer. That's always that will be always the answer. Decrease its length as always, and make sure these pieces won't. There we go. It won't. It doesn't stop. There we go. It moved freely again. Now let's continue. Since we haven't finished this rear, we're gonna just gonna copy this thing and then and again same thing to what we did to the hull. This I always did. This is my new technique. It's harder, but it's effective. Okay, since you see a little bit of lines right here, that means it's okay now. Even though it's not 100% precisely accurate. No, right here. I think that works so big. Hey, it's totally big. So now, copy this one and then now place it right there. And now the turret is still not 100% the best, but hey, sorry about the neighbors, guys. Sorry about that. I'll try my best to teach you guys. I try my best. Now, there we go. This will be the top. And now let's put some bracelets right here to cover all of it, and then attach some of the parts that doesn't attach the bigger one. I feel like I'm being roasted right here for how awful I am of teaching people to make tanks. You know, you could do whatever you want. You could do some style. You could do some stylized style. Always style. You can do what kind of building style you want to do of making tanks. Just for me, if you're just a beginner, I prefer you to do this kind of stuff. Even though this one is a much more harder to do. Now, you're perfectly aligned right there. Please ignore this one because for me it's already been closed. There you go. See right there, it's a little bit better now. You feel better. See? But for much more better adjustment, we're just gonna increase it, and then now go right here and basically copy this thing, and then now . make sure they are perfectly aligned to the other piece. If it's stuck, just trim them out, then do it the same thing again, and then until it's perfectly aligned. I'm just gonna speed it up, but for me, if you want to see the process, just go for it. There you go. I'll just never gonna ignore this thing because this one is much more open, but this one is much more closed. See here, it does look like a Sherman on the T-34 chassis, and with a big ass turret. There you go. Since you don't like to see the bottom part, it's simple. Copy this thing. Make sure they're perfectly aligned to these two sides. And flip them out. Or increase its length again. Make sure they're perfectly aligned to the other side, and make sure that we doesn't make it to be 1 hour video. I think it's already 1 hour video. I hope so, but I haven't edited yet. We're just recording it yet. So now this will close your turret, and now let's see. Ah, yes, perfectly aligned. And also, if you want it to be much more close, same thing again, same process, same result, but not 100%. Sorry about that. I'm recording this on morning because unfortunately I got tired that day and I'm not ready. But today I'm just gonna teach you all of it. I don't know if I was recording this thing. Okay, now there we go. This one is still exposed. Whatever, we're just gonna close this thing instead, since you don't like stuff to be exposed, because this ruin your aesthetics. Hey, if this video get like 100 likes, I'll do a plane tutorial. But by the way, my planes are very terrible. They're just basic. They're not that 100% the best. I only learned it from some other builders. But anyway, I'm still gonna teach you anyway. Or if you want to be an expert plane builder, just watch Shade's Shade's video of how to make best planes in Besiege. He could teach you there, or just learn it from here. They already put it right here, but they're not 100% accurate, because according to Ross, that there's some parts that is so impossible. That's why there will be some new beginners will be struggle to make planes. So it's much better just to watch some tutorial for some other builders. That's how you're gonna start your career as a builder in Besiege. So now we're finally we finally made a hull for our turret, although we closed all of the small holes 89%, but for me it's now better. So now let's go for the mantlet. So now you know what, we should continue this one, but I got tired. But don't worry, since I love you guys, we're gonna close this thing. And my bad. There. It's gonna be a very long video. Damn, I should not say that. We're almost gonna make the ender portal, but since we did an oopsie, to prove then that I could teach you guys to make tanks, I could just play Minecraft right now, but unfortunately no. You cannot play Minecraft. You did an oopsie. No. This wasn't perfectly aligned. There we go. There you go. And now play some good old a little more braces right here. Make sure they won't stop, and also they won't stuck to the gun, so it won't. Just watch there. Right there. She moved 3D. That's a good sign. Now right there. No, it looks more better right now, as you can see. It looks more better. Looks much more rigid. Now let's do the mantlet. The mantlet is a little bit harder because make sure that the gun would work, and also make sure there will be no extra parts will get attached to the tank, because if something got attached, well, sorry for you, dude, you're fired. But don't worry, we're gonna do a technique with it to make it work, to make it better. Okay, make sure doesn't work. There, doesn't work. There we go. She works well. But if you don't like this kind of style, move it and then select this thing and voila. And make sure there will be no parts that get attached. Good sign. Nobody got attached. They never loved the other parts. Just like your girlfriend. How he dumped you. Just kidding. Okay, we're getting serious now. But don't worry, we're almost gonna finish this tutorial. Now, place an extra thinnest part of the. No, you need to make it at least a little bit thicker, like this. And make sure that the gun will still work. Okay, good sign. Copy this one and then now we have now a maplet. Let's see right here. The maplet looks fine. Ah yes. Looks very fine. No. Please don't mind this one because you know, since you don't like a little bit of disappointment, I'm just gonna add it. I know you guys. I know you. I know you don't like some sort of disappointment. I don't like to disappoint you guys. We're just gonna attach this thing and then now. The process is very hard. It's very hard. I think I should start with live streaming right now. So you could just watch me and study my moves, and then now do your own attack, and then now outmatch my style, and then now I'm game ended. But anyway. I hope that Besiege came back to popularity again. Because for me, but for the other creators, they noticed that the game is dying, and that's very sad. I don't like to see this game died, man. This game is the only game that raised my channel, bro. I know Minecraft did make my channel a little bit better. It just give me the baby step, but I'll try my best. But now we're just gonna cover this thing and for extra armor. And this thing just will be very long. Now I know this is will be the always be the hardest part, but you need to go to the needle's hole to get your destination. That's how you make tanks, and also that's how you make planes too. Plane building is way harder, but also much more 100% fun. But this one, it only gives you this 75%, but it's still cool. See, there. It's a little bit covered. All we need to do is just copy this one big piece. Just, bruh, you don't need. Okay, here we go. And now make sure that nobody will get stuck. See? Oh yes. Yes. Now add one piece of metal right here. This is the only metal piece that has been attached. This is the only way you could automatically cover your tank. with 95% defense. Make sure the gun moves freely. Okay, this one doesn't do its job. Just a little bit there. Okay. Now we're done to the turret. We'll just save it just in case that we lost all of our progress. And now the only thing you need to do is just cover this up with this. I know with this thing hit with a hand grenade, it's done. But don't worry, your tank still move, because unlike in the real world, this thing doesn't need crew. You basically have a crew ghost. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, copy this thing. Now, and now your tank is now 100%, a little bit covered. It's now 91% cover. There we go. Here's your tank. So now it's up to you if you want to design your tank. You decide to put some details on it. It's up to you. And also the arrow, I mean the camera mode with the sight and the which you used to aim. It's up to you, whatever you want to place it. And that's all for now. It's a very good decent tank actually. It's much more detailed. It's much more, it's much more beautiful than the first one, because the first one is just very basic, but this one is way more complex. That's why the video got 1 hour, I think. So I think it's not very close for 1 hour, but yet again, thank you also for watching, guys, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you never miss a new video. And also visit some of my social media so you can see some of my works in Besiege and also my artworks. And yet again, thank you again for watching, and this is Blitsplatapus, and see you guys in the next video. Bye.